Hello, everyone. So today it's 4th of June and it's 16 minutes past 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So this is our market outlook call for today, for 4th of June. And let's go through a couple of news. US stock futures edge higher on trade talk optimism. ADP labor data due at 8:15. So let's look at what else we have. We have Tesla could become a major player in drone manufacturing. It's according to Morgan Stanley. Trump says Chinese premier, a tough negotiator. What we have an economic calendar, ADP non-farm payroll, FOMC Bostic speaks, and then we have PMI, S&P Global Composite PMI at 9:45, then PMI in May, and then non-manufacturing employment for May, then we have non-manufacturing PMI. So all these are key numbers between 8:15 to 10 a.m. So the market will see some volatility. And let's see what we have on the earnings calendar. So today, what we have is actually Dollar Tree, which is already out. So that's already done. Let's look at the market, the weekly market probability map. It looks like for today, 4th of June, the probability of Dow rising is 41%, for 44% for S&P, 49% for Nasdaq. So whenever it's into 40s, probably most of the time, that's been my research suggests that either the market opens higher to close flat, or the market opens higher to close a little negative, or the market sells off. So those are three scenarios, guys. Again, I would like to thank you for following me on Twitter, for subscribing me on YouTube. I would suggest go to my website as well and then look at the testimonials. So what TWT Learning provides is it's an educational platform. It's an educational platform for those who are interested in learning about high probability investing, long-term, medium-term, and short-term ideas to day trading. So whatever my high probability setups are, they're fractal. You can apply on the time frame of your choice. Right. So let's look at Dow. So Dow is actually trading inside that box, and the upper resistance of the box is around 42,600 to 650. S&P is trying to break this box as per the closing yesterday, and Nasdaq is also pushing through this box. So that means all two S&P and Nasdaq are on its way to go higher, while Dow Jones may have some resistance to push through. Let's look at the futures. So where it comes to MNQ futures, which is the Nasdaq futures, we have broken through this box. That means we have room to at least go higher, or at least test this high, which is around 22,200 on the Nasdaq, on the MNQ futures, which is Nasdaq futures. Let's look at the S&P futures. On the S&P futures, we are also trying to break this box. We are close to breaking this. And once we break, then we have the resistance between 6,020.25 to 6,098, so 61K. That's possible the way it's going. Let's look at the short-term, VIX short-term futures ETF, which is pulling back after hitting this falling trend line. It is gradually heading lower, and which is suggesting that as long as, if once we break 21 handle, then we have more room on the downside. So that means volatility will diminish a bit. Let's look at Tesla. So Tesla is testing the same trend line from 21st of April. It holds this one. It has a very good room to break 353, 355 to go and test the highs, what we have seen in 360s and 365. NVDA holding this trend line, heading towards the highs, what we have seen a week ago, which is 143.49, then breaks that one, then we are going further higher. AMD in the range, holding this range for what we the range what we have seen on the in the week of May 12th. So it's holding that range. Alphabet Google looks a little bit weaker, heading towards this trend line. That means 166, 160 on the downside. Broadcom made a new high. It will probably either push through further. We have the earnings tomorrow, or just hover around this previous level, which was like 251, 252. So we have seen a high of 257. So let's see if we can break 257, 258 today. If we don't, then we will just hover between 258 to 252. Apple is slowly crawling towards 205 to 208. So that's on track. Microsoft going higher. Amazon is getting into a smaller range, which can support for a further move higher. Let's look at the gold. So the gold market, gold is pulling down actually after making a high. So some of the trade related uncertainties diminishing. When it comes to dollar index is still hovering around 99. It needs to hold 99 in order to go higher to 100. Oil is testing these highs, which is 63. At the moment, 63.39. As long as oil breaks this 63.64, then can go to 66. So 5 years US Treasury yields are around 4%. That's where it's been moving the entire week. The one thing which I would like to show you today is the important one is Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. Daily chart, which is breaking through this trend line, and by the same token, SOXL is also breaking through this trend line. If it holds, then both of them have more room on the upside. So guys, have a wonderful trading day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for your time.